Hey Dan, happy to have you here with Beautiful Souls. Thanks for taking some time with us. We haven't done and Daniel's Arrows in what? Quite some time, right?
Yeah.
Have you missed it? Not so much? All right. Well, I know people have been happy to hear from you. We actually had two. We had the New York Times, I believe, reach out to us, and one of the main news magazines in California reach out and want to speak to me and Dan and I, about our Daniel's Arrows. So we're going to reach back out to them at some point. They liked some of the things you had to say, Dan, and they were really inspired by when you shared your heart. So I figured we'd put some new content out on there and just talk to you a little bit. Would you be willing to do that?
Sure.
Lots of things have happened since we talked last in the world. We actually, I don't think we've done a Daniel Zarro since COVID happened, when we were staying at home and all that was going on,
That was before.
right? And you've since made a big move in your life.
Yeah.
Where'd you move to?
Tennessee.
From?
From Long Island.
Where's Long Island?
New York.
So big change, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Big difference.
Yeah. Um, as your mom, I can say that you made the transition beautifully. Tremendous growth that I see in your life. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
You really,
Definitely.
yeah? You want to add to that? You're really thriving here. I mean, world of difference than on Long Island where you were in your house there, correct?
Yeah.
What would you say, maybe, could you give me one example of perhaps why you think you're thriving in Tennessee rather than the way you were living in New York? Of course, New York had good things, every place does, but you've just grown so
Like
tremendously
you
here.
guys said, it's much calmer.
Much calmer.
Yeah. Definitely.
I've noticed a lot more calmness in you, and many people have told me they've noticed a lot more calmness in you, and you feel it in yourself. That feels good. Okay. How about the people? What do you think?
Yeah, a little bit more nicer.
Yeah. In what ways?
Like everybody's, if you say hello out to some random person, they'll just say hello back.
Nice. Do they make conversation easily?
Yeah. Definitely easily.
Are you saying yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, like me now?
No.
Like I am? You don't? I think I heard you say something the other day, and I was a little surprised. You said, I'm fixing to do it. I'm fixing to do it. And you didn't even notice you said that. That's a total southern.
Yeah, I may have said that.
You did. I think you did. So you're here now over a year. Tremendous growth, tremendous changes, maturity. You're working every day. You're living on a big campus now, right? Um, there's a lot of people from the Beautiful Souls community that someday their kids will live in a community with other people like them. And they're scared, like I was, to let you do that. I was scared to let you live outside my house. And I was worried. And is there anything that you could do to maybe calm their fears and give them a consolation about that to parents that are really scared to make that decision?
On the moving part, on the person moving, like the child's end, that yes, the child will get used to it,
Okay.
and will the adjustment will pass very quickly. But on the parents' end, that would probably be something for you to answer,
Right.
because I don't know when you felt.
Right. Well, when you first moved out when you were 23, which was in Long Island, New York, it was a totally different place you went to. That was a different home. Here in Tennessee, you're on a huge campus with about 50 people, like a family, right? Would you
Right.
say?
Yes.
What's the name of your campus called? Give them a shout out.
Well, we'll get to that another time.
You don't want to say it?
Not right now.
Not
We'll
tonight.
get
All right.
we'll get to that another time.
Would you say that you actually love these people
Yes.
deeply?
Yes.
and you guys joke around.
Yes.
Just like a family does, right?
Yeah.
You have your jokes, you have your inside funny
Yeah.
stuff. I Today I heard the great news that, I mean, on this campus, Dan has lots of animals walking around, and there's partially a farm, there's all different houses, there's a pool house, but Dan always wanted to have a dog in his house, and he now has a dog just for his house.
Kind of.
Yeah, and that was a special need that was met and a desire of yours, right? But
Well,
we've got cats and all kinds of animals walking around everywhere over there, right?
yeah, a little bit.
And tell us some of the jobs that you do on your campus. First of all, can you tell us what a typical routine would be like because parents don't know what that would be like for their kids.
Start off with brushing your teeth, taking a shower. If you don't do it at nighttime, if your routine is not to do it at nighttime, you take the shower in the morning, then you clean up your room, make the bed, and then you have breakfast, and then move on with the rest of the day.
And what would be some of the jobs you get up in the morning? Does someone have to tell you what to do, or you report to somebody, or what do you do?
I mean, I'll get the reminders, but once the reminders go, I'll start doing it on my own.
And you wear a walkie-talkie all day?
No,
No more?
Not every day.
You used to.
Sometimes.
Now, we brought you a machine that we owned to your place, right?
Yes.
That's a four-wheeler,
Yes.
and you use that all day?
Yeah, all day, every day.
Do you know, your campus is about 13 acres, but you guys live on about, what, maybe, I would say maybe like 5 of those acres, or 6?
Yeah, but
It's just the living
Yeah,
part.
but we have was the living part.
So you would use that quad and you drive it all around?
Yeah.
What are some of the things you do on the quad to actually do work on your campus to help out your community and your family there?
Basically, from picking up leaves, burning leaves, burning cardboard, running back and forth from some houses sometimes.
Okay. Do you deliver things, bring
Sometimes.
things from the main house? You'll bring some cakes or some bacon or
yeah,
sausage?
whatever it is that I'm asked to do.
Okay. And I know you guys have a store on your campus, a pantry, because you get given a lot of things there. A lot of things are donated to your campus.
A food room.
A food room.
Yeah,
It's gigantic.
A food room where we keep all the extra food.
Gotcha. And you guys store all that stuff in there,
Yeah.
and you've got other products too that people give you, right?
Yes.
Like sheets and towels and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff too, right? You guys have church?
Yeah.
You have chapel on Saturdays, right?
We have our
And
own lesson on Saturdays.
that's a blessing, right? And what happens when there's a conflict or something there in relation to when it used to happen in New York? Do you see a different way that they deal with it that you are impressed with here? Do they talk things through?
We'll talk about that on another time.
Next video? Okay.
Yeah, on another time.
That's up to you. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about? So, you feel the transition, the person going through it, the individual like you did, could transition smoothly. Sometimes did you feel worried?
At first, it's worrying and frightening because you're not used to like the new room you're about to be sleeping in forever,
Right,
or until you move.
right.
But then the kid will get used to it. But on the parents' end, like I said earlier, that's something you got to answer.
Right. Now we have a lot of contact. I talk to you
Yeah,
every day.
every day.
Sometimes, 4 times a day?
Yeah,
Depending on if we need to speak about something, right?
yeah,
And then I see you very often.
very often.
You know, it's not like you just got dropped there and we don't see you anymore, right?
Right.
And then you come here to our house, which is your other house. And then we also
Oh, you're like me who has a lot of houses. A
lot.
lot of different houses.
All right. You've got houses everywhere, right?
Yes.
Where else do you have houses?
I don't need to say all that.
Okay. You got family in all different places,
Yes.
right? Okay.
We could just say that.
All right. And can you tell the parents, is there anything they could do to make the experience for their child if they're going to transition from living home with their parents to living either in a group home or a group campus? Something the parent could do to make the transition more smooth for the child, for their child, less fear. Would it be staying in touch with the person?
Staying in touch, do phone calls, and start off by picking them up a lot, and then ease out of that and continue picking them up a lot by your choosing, or lessen on them seeing them
Okay.
a little bit.
Some campuses and some houses say don't come for a while to the parents.
That also depends on where you put them.
Right. And there are some people that their parents didn't come pick them up for a very long time, right?
Yeah.
How did you see them transition? Was it better or worse for them, you think?
Everybody takes it differently.
Okay. Would you be willing to, do you think, say there were any young people out here that were going to make that transition and they just like needed a little bit of encouragement? Could they reach out to you in some way to, like, you could just give them a little pep talk and say it's going to be okay?
Well, I mean, they can write to you, and then you can tell me what they say, and then you can write back.
And
Something like that.
we could do a phone call or something?
I don't know about that. Let's just do they'll let them write to you, and then I'll
We'll go from
give
there.
you my answer.
Okay. Remember when we had a friend that was in the hospital? I'm not going to say names or anything.
Yeah, no.
And they were going through something that you had gone through,
Yes.
and a very serious thing.
Yes.
That's another topic we'll talk about on another time, because that's something that a lot of people go through with children like you. So we're going to talk about that.
We'll
That's
talk about
another
that
whole
on
topic.
we'll talk about that another.
But when they went through it, we went
Yeah.
to the hospital to see that friend together. And you were very instrumental in ministering to your friend because you had gone through it, and you were very kind, very compassionate, very patient. Nobody could reach that friend at the time except for you. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes guys and girls like you that go through stuff like you, they need to talk to someone like you because we don't understand what it's like to go through it. And I think that it would be great if people could reach out, if you're willing, and if they need to talk or just get a quick pep talk or something. So maybe you'd be willing?
That's something that we can keep in mind.
Okay, maybe we can make it part of Beautiful Souls, like some type of a service we could offer to them. You think? From time to time.
We can keep that in mind and talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we're just happy to have you guys as part of our family. We have many families, right? We have our biological family. We have our community family where you live. We have our Beautiful Souls family, which is 92,000 followers on Facebook. That's tremendous, right? Now we're actually gonna shift over to TikTok and some other social media platforms because we just want to extend this family. Our family reaches all around the world to all different nations, and we're gonna just extend it further and see what lies ahead of us. And Dan's gonna be a lot more involved and part of the community now. He's 29, right?
29, yes.
And I think he's got a lot. Dan could share more with you than I ever can because he's experienced it. As a parent, I can, and together we can help this community grow and thrive, work through a lot of the difficult times.
Well, like I said in the beginning of the video, when I said you can say it as the parent side, and I can say it as the child side.
Correct. And I think maybe we could do some question and answers where people could call in and actually ask us questions, and maybe we could just help them out.
We can maybe work towards that in the future.
Sure. I think that's a great idea. And we'll go on live, and people, if they want to ask us, and we'll just answer as it comes.
Yeah, we can work towards that in the future.
Okay, great. Sounds great. Well, we love you all, and we're happy that you were here to share this time with us. We'll see you again soon. Take care. You want to say goodbye, Dan? Say goodbye.
Bye.